City Manager's report.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, a few things to report. We had the Gastonia Tourism Development Authority, which met yesterday, and I've at your seat you have a summary of what that authority meeting consisted of. It was basically first a report from Bill Owen about the conference center. We're trying to make a better connection between our hoteliers and the conference center. And there was a lot of information and a lot of questions back and forth. The next was the presentation by Mr. Kirby. And Mr. Kirby, again, conversation with our hotel representatives, also with Mr. Cole from the Grizzlies. And so we talked a lot about everything from the impact of the Lawyers Building project to the whole idea of bringing more people to Gastonia to be able to expand our hotels. Thirdly, the third item was Walt Israel from the Gaston County Travel and Tourism spoke to us, and they are proposing a program to promote Gaston County tourism, Gastonia and Mount Holly and Belmont and all of us. And it's a $78,000 program, and what they're going to do is use their money. They want to talk to Belmont and Mount Holly. They each have funding for that they receive because they have a hotel occupancy tax, and then they wanted to see if we would share in the funding of that. So the authority agreed to meet on September the 4th to consider that. One of the things that the authority will be considering is much of our money is programmed for the debt service for the conference center. So we have to be careful about diverting any of that money to other activities. But we're going to have a careful review of that at the September the 4th meeting. Certainly any member of council or the mayor, mayor is actually a member, but any member of council is welcome to attend. Councilman Kimball went to the meeting last time, and actually, but they are an authority of their own, and their determinations of how to spend that money are really that board's. But they really do look to the city council for guidance. And so, if you have any further questions, this is the summary report.
Any questions, Mr. Monk? Okay.
Okay. The next item is we're going to be starting focus groups this week. This focus groups with our employees. We've made a number of health changes to our health system and our health insurance, and we've made those changes over the last 2 or 3 years. And more changes may be coming. We have the Affordable Care Act and the impact of that. And we wanted to communicate with our workforce. Some of the things, remember, that we put into our health insurance program were some wellness incentives. And so what I asked the staff to develop is groups of employees at different levels, people that have family coverage, people that are in different departments of the city, people at the top and people in the middle and people at the bottom. And we'll be meeting with these folks in small groups and having conversation. And we're going to do a lot of listening. We're going to also be informing. And so that as each year, we get the good fortune of having to wrestle with health insurance, like every other city and every private sector business does too. But it will do us well to have talked to our employees. And that's really what we're trying to do is listen to our employees, because we're going to have to make decisions about what kind of coverage we need to have, what levels of coverage. And so this process is going to go on through the fall. And so that when we have this annual conversation that we always have, we'll be a little more informed, and there'll be input from the employee. Next, Flip just handed me something that we just found out, I guess today, that in the next 2 weeks, the State Department of Transportation is going to be resurfacing 321. This is North York, just from 3rd to 2nd. They're only doing a block, apparently. And in Chester, from Long to Garrison. So that's a long stretch. But they're going to be doing that within the next 2 weeks. They usually give us a lot longer notice because we like to make sure there aren't utility work planned or other kinds of things. So just to let everyone know that that's coming. And then finally, today I did get an opportunity to go to Luray Mill. That is just absolutely remarkable. The developers are in there working, the contractors. The top floor is completely open and cleaned. You can get up there and look and see all around Gastonia. And you can see also the kind of historic building that is. It's all cleaned. And then as you go down through the other layers, they're in the process of scraping it, and the new windows are coming in. And it's really pretty exciting process. I think so staff has there's another opportunity for any member of council to go through it. I urge you to do it. It's an exciting thing to watch that under construction. We talked about the Lawyers Building being an iconic building, but certainly the Luray Mill is really something special. The size of that thing is just really remarkable. And that's all I have to report. Thank you.
I have just a couple of things. I want to thank the police department for the great kids that they put on that program. On August the 10th, they had about 75 young folks over at Phillips Center and did a wonderful job in working with those 5th graders, I think is what they were, Chief. Were they 5th graders? I think they were 5th graders. But anyway, they were from the schools in that area, and they did a wonderful job, and I appreciate them taking the interest in doing that. The bond project, the GeoBond road project on Myrtle School Road is going very well, it looks like. Their trees are cut down, and when they get them cut down, they get them kind of carried off. So that is in the process, and it's moving forward. And I would just like to wish our mayor a happy birthday for tomorrow.
Oh, really? Happy birthday.
And I hope you have many, many more because, I like having my birthdays now. I like them.
That's a wonderful thing.
That's a wonderful thing. Yes, sir, it is. That's on my report. Thank you.
I have a question to ask the chief. Yes, the K-9 officer, Jeff Ford, and his dog Levy ran into a bunch of
Big
yellow
yellow
jackets or
jacket
something. How are they doing? They got stung quite a bit.
They did. I believe a good bit of Benadryl's got them where they need to be now, though. There was some swelling, but they were able to have the IV of Benadryl,
And the
and
dog
Jeff's doing
got
fine now.
really stung an exceptional amount, didn't he?
He did.
He's going to be all right.
Both of them are going to be fine.
Okay. I just want to ask about that.
Okay, thank you.
That's it.
No report in such. The last 2 meetings we've had have been rather long and extended, and because of that, I chose not to do this. But I really wanted to mention a couple names and really just say thank you for the commitment and the effort they put forth with our July 4th festival. Some were here and have left, but certainly Bill Owen with the Conference Center and the Wilderman crew. Some that are still here, Chief Conley and Chief Welch, your whole department. I mean, there were so many individuals that worked long, long hours, and we just cannot thank you enough. Obviously, Jim's was part of that. Rusty's here, Paul's here, their departments in preparation, planning, just super, super job. Some of the other staff that's not here, Rachel Bagley, Chuck Dellinger with Parks and Rec, Myra Messer, Pat Johnson with Keep Gastonia Beautiful, and obviously our city managers from Ed to Flip to Larry. I mean, every little detail that had to be gone over, they were right there at the meetings. Our city manager, Ed Munn, that morning at 6:30 was setting up tents and tables right there with everybody else. You just can't say enough about that. And then to the council as well for the support. Some of you were right there working side by side, participating in the dunking booth. We want to thank Sheriff Cloninger, who was in our dunking booth, Chief Welch, who was in our dunking booth, and then, of course, the council members that participated with that. But it would be impossible to name every individual by name, but that is one time I've never been more proud of the employees of this city and the staff of this city, the management of this city, to see them come together and work so hard for no other reason than to allow the citizens to have a day where they can just relax and have a good time. So thank you to everyone. If they're not here, I hope they're listening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's all I have.
Just one thing, Mr. Mayor. The least of these, Gaston, that helps foster children in Gaston County, had a fundraiser at Tavern 24, and we were able to raise $4,276. And I just want to say thank you to everybody here in the council for buying tickets and going. And we had a silent auction, and Andy Warlick from Parkdale came through and gave us a signed jersey from Gerald Henderson, number 9. And he was on Duke, go Duke, and he was playing for Bobcats, and he signed that jersey and fetched a lot of money. And I just want to say thank you very much to Andy Warlick at Parkdale Mill. And thank you for everybody who contributed and helping out. Really helped out a lot. Thank you. That's it.
Todd, I want to turn it around for a second and say you're out here just thanking everybody about such a great job they did for, the July 4th festival, but I want to thank you because I think your leadership coming from city government as well as your partnership with Melanie Steins, I don't think we would be having this thing for the last 2 years if it wasn't for what you and Melanie and your, core team have done to pull this thing together. And I really want to thank you for that.
Well, thank you. It's a joy. Hard work, but a joy. But thank you.
Well, you're quite welcome. I have no other report.
Just one item goes kind of back to the July 4th. The week before, Todd had put together and his staff and all the volunteers a poker run and also a walk for the Patriot Guard Riders. And I was able to take part in the walk that was about, I guess it was about 12 or 14 miles, pretty darn hot day. I spoke with the owner of Charlotte Motor Speedway, and I told him I was going to go on that walk. And after he said, you know how far that is? They, what they were able to do, and I've sent those tickets off, they pledged tickets to the Dollar General 300 for for the Patriot Guard Riders for every mile I walked. So a bunch of the Patriot Guard Riders get to go to the Dollar General 300, and they get to go into the pits and really enjoy the race up there. And also there were monetary donations as well. But say thank you to Marcus Smith and his dad up at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for doing that. And Mr. Mayor, happy birthday. And also, I've been in the same shape you've been in with that back spasm. So that's the end of my report.
Thank you, sir. All right. Appreciate that. The mayor's regional conference is Thursday at 6 at here at the conference center, and some of you have signed up to come, and certainly it'll be a good meeting, and there's a good many people signed up to be here from a pretty far area. Also, that on the blue sheet, the bottom line there, the League of Municipalities, the annual conference, they've asked me a while back to be on the nominating committee, and so I'll be going up there to meet on that Sunday, and at least. So we were involved there a little bit. Brenda, I didn't get to see you, but I did go to my dog game. I went to the Phillips Center and met folks the other day, and it was very, very nice, as you said. Thank you, everyone, and if there's no other business, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion. Second.
Yes, sir. Second. All right. All in favor? Thank you very much. See, I think about the second or something like that.